G'day, welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Alright, so this will be session 30, and let's try and address some things. So, one thing that was suggested was that to get this to work, instead of being a green signal when it's oxygen, just in case there's something else in the room, it should be, if it's hydrogen, and use a NOT gate. So that, I guess, is what I want to put in there. I guess I would attach that sort of at this point, and then can flip it. I really realized that I should have input port, output port. Right. So okay. So then what I would do is deconstruct automation. That one. I guess that one, and then we'll put the automation wire like that around it instead. And then we would say it's hydrogen. So it should then reverse. So since it's going through a NOT gate, it should be the opposite of what it's saying. So I'm saying that if that's hydrogen, then it should flip. I think. Let's see. Now, the other comment about checking out what Weasel uses, I think it's just dirt, so I think we've got enough. Not even sure. I think it uses dirt. Maybe it doesn't even use that. But yeah, it does look like possibly there's not much effort required for them at all. Cool. A few more seeds that we can plant. Now hopefully right, so it will be receiving the reverse of this. So it will be sending a green signal to this. I just want to make sure I do have that the right way, so it's... Well, it's the hydrogen that we're venting out. So this is red. If it goes green, because it takes hydrogen, that will change this to red. Okay, so the next step is we want to get our electrolyzer, first electrolyzer in place. We'll put that in that corner. Now, if we have a look, temperature is pretty low up and around there, so I wonder if these tiles are right, if I should change those to being insulated tiles so that the heat from here can't actually push up. Probably not a bad idea, just in case. So I suppose we want them to isolate their cooling temperature to the... Well, rather we don't want the heat from below pushing up to them. So we'll make all that insulated. Possibly we could make this row here insulated as well. I forgot to change that, so let's deconstruct that, because sorry, yeah, the other point that was made that I did remember once before and I've forgotten this time is that I want to use the gold. Use the gold to make that. So we'll get rid of that, build it again. You can really see that the color of the polluted oxygen out here is nasty. The other thing that was pointed out was that I want to sink in here. So what I'm going to do is copy him and put him... I just need him a little bit more out of the way, so we'll just put him... I'm not even sure he's really needed. Because there's another one just above him, so let's just shift this guy maybe over there as a replacement. Deconstruct him. And then what we'll do is we'll put a sink in here so that if you deal with the storage bin or the algae distiller and the slime, you have to pass back through a sink. let's copy the sink. Drop it in there. Now, luckily he's going to be right next to the water too, so he's pretty easy sort of set up. Heaps of algae over there, so we don't have to worry about the slime too much at the moment, I'd say. Carbon dioxide that I've got building up here, maybe I need to just put some air vents below here to allow that to just flow down. So I can believe that there's going to be a bit of air just sort of trapped in these sections. Oh, a bit of carbon dioxide, rather. So let's go maybe one there, one here. Just so that the carbon dioxide can't flow into that room. Okay, so we want to say direction set is right. And let's have a look at the pipes. So the building intake will just be that one. And the building outtake will be... So yeah, really nice and easy. Okay, so now they've got rid of that other one. Let's just make sure we get this right this time. Gold one, right there. I mean, I guess since this is, we've got sort of 2, 2, 2 in this one here, we'll deconstruct that and we'll make that a we'll put a Wheezewort right there too. See how, may as well put as much fighting against the temperature as we can. Yeah, the temperature is nice and low in those. We'll see how it holds as the hot air starts pumping through. Thank you as well. So I guess the answer for the Slickster is I can't do it unless I was to build a trap. Get rid of him, which I can't do until I get plastic. So we're still working towards it. That's what all of this is for. I guess no harvest is their issue, but I mean, does that just mean that they're unable to be eaten there? Soon, little Draco. That's got built, so we'll put our next Wheezewort in. I suppose if I did want to make this bigger, could you still continue to expand it this way? I mean, it would mean I'd have to expose my world to this chlorine and hydrogen. I think it should be fine. I imagine that there's going to be any much more of a surge of water going in there, unless there's just so much. I mean, you can see that there's full storages down there. So there is a potential concern that they will, that if all that ice melts at the same time, that will just continue to The flood and flood. Okay. So our electrolyzer is now ready for both its wire and its liquid. So we'll get the power. We should be fine to run it through this wall. So that's the power side, and then the liquid. We want that also coming from this guy here. So we want to go plumbing. So let's deconstruct. It's that section of it. And we will it's not pretty, but I suppose I could have built a actually let's just make sure I'm only cancelling the liquid pipe there. I suppose what we could do is we can actually put a floor in the bottom there, and then put the plumbing under the floor. I'm not sure how much that impacts how much the dupes are happy with their scenery, but we may as well, just for my own happiness. And hopefully we don't have to have dupes deal in this area much more anymore. The days of going into this unbreathable gas are over. We'll just have an eyeball to make sure that everything else in the community is working fine. A lot of slime up here, I suppose we can dig away too. It's I mean, it's a lot of polluted water, not that far away from the rest of the base. We could look to... Yeah. These guys eat algae. What are they making? Polluted dirt. That doesn't seem like a big appeal. So if they get their jaws on anything, they make polluted dirt. Okay, so we're finally in operation down here. So we can see that there is some carbon dioxide in this room, which is to be expected since out here was carbon dioxide. So up there's carbon dioxide too. So certainly there will be some carbon dioxide getting pushed out of this at some point. Now the hydrogen is what we really want to see if we can watch in here. I guess as well, the last thing we need to do is enable this guy. I suppose what he'll do is once he turns on, as long as that's not hydrogen, he'll just start to pump everything through, and he's just, again, he'll filter out that hydrogen. So he'll just be pumping this carbon dioxide out into here, but because we've got this airflow tile, hopefully it just sort of sinks it back down into this area anyway. So it just sort of cycles through without too much harm. I suppose the only issue of it would be that eventually we do want some sort of oxygen flowing through this section here, which it will, because there is oxygen coming out, and that will raise above this carbon dioxide. Here we go. So here's the big event. Assume. Here he comes. Oh, Ellie's going to do the honors. Okay, so let's think about this layout here. So now, if that signal's red, then that should be sending this to a... Is that... Have I got my wires all connected properly? I've got too many input ports here. No, I've got that hitting the input port, so that's wrong. Right, so I guess we need to deconstruct that automation wire. And instead, we need to we'll just get our automation wire to build around him. Hopefully that solves our problem of why that wasn't working. Smashing through it, Ellie. Have I got that around the wrong way? Is that my problem? I've got two outputs and one input. So that's the input, that's the output. So let's deconstruct this. But at least to do this, I no longer have to go down here into the carbon dioxide mess. Flip it around. Not so fast, Hassan. Let's get back there. Righty, buddy. Righty, buddy. Cool, there we go. Now we've got that right. So we can see our hydrogen is starting to flow in here. And we can see it's 5 degrees. So we're, I guess our system's working. For now, at least. Rowan looks freezing. Don't stand down in a carbon dioxide filled room, Rowan. Spicy tofu. Gold. I feel like the gold's gonna be handy. We can see the hydrogen is starting to get into that room. We really want to see that room looking like this, I think, before we worry about getting these guys in there. And look at that. There we go. Exciting times. That finally went green. Long enough to pump some of the stuff out of this little room. The system works. There we go. So I guess it'll now sort of sit in a perpetual state of going on and off. It's really cool. And this once I'm now getting sort of into the flow of the automation stuff, that seems like it can be really fun. You can have a real... So he's satisfied with the pressure in this room. Means that he's only going to go as much as the pressure in this room is going to allow him to. So Can we try and clear out the pressure problems in this room? I mean, I suppose we could just open the door. But then that could risk pushing hydrogen into the base. I don't know. Could build like a hole through the bottom of the floor to let carbon dioxide and I guess potentially oxygen escape out the bottom. That hydrogen is still going to be 26 degrees or so once it actually reaches that room, even though it's only 7 degrees as it comes out. I mean, none of the rooms that it's pumping through are like exceptionally hot. But, I mean, that's okay with up to 30 anyway, so it's not a problem. So once we've got this section on the top looking nice and pink, we'll go hunting. Or should we just start our hunt? I suppose the only reason that we don't want to jump ahead of ourselves and get that hunt going is that we don't want to get our only visible glossy Drekos in there and get them killed. Really nice to have such a nice, happily working community that I could just focus on something like this for a while and it's not really an issue. I guess as long as I've got my coal and my algae and my dirt, I don't know, we're looking pretty good. Let's learn about this guy. What's the Puff Prince do for us? Puff it. Makes slime. Puff Prince can make slime too. On polluted oxygen. So, if I was to set up these guys somewhere out here, could be living like kings. It's gonna take a while. Mainly because this max gas pressure keeps hitting. And obviously, its point is to make oxygen, not to make hydrogen. It's not sort of trying to do both things at once. I mean, this guy is going to continue to pump forever, though, so this guy will only, he'll stop, but he'll keep going, because there's always going to be more pressure available in this room, as long as this element sensor hasn't cut this guy from pumping. I'm really surprised at the temperature that's getting in there at. I think what I'll do is I'll deconstruct that and put a Always World in there just to try and cool it as it enters that room. The other goal I suppose we've got to do at some point is finally brave into this crude oil. There's crude oil there too. It's a little one. And there's a slickster that's, I guess, making all that. That is a really long way down from the rest of my base, though. Yeah, I don't know too much about, like, I mean, yeah, you can see how many germs are in that slime, so I don't know if it is a bad thing to be trying to bring all that slime in there. I suppose if they're having to wash their hands, that hopefully is enough to stop that being a problem. 'Cause it does seem like we are going to eventually run out of algae, so we're going to have to make it somehow. Okay, so we can put our last use wort in there. What are you doing coming down here? Phosphate. So that's just fertilization. Okay. I need that. Is that a must? They die without it. Because if not, I'd kind of want to turn it off because I don't want them going in this room. Seems like a big risk to test just turning it off. I mean, if I say click on something like this, additional to domestic growth. Domestic growth. This plant must have these requirements met to grow domestically. So it does seem like I need to have that on. Yeah, and I guess that's the suggestion that his growth's halted there unless he gets that fertilization. So I need phosphorite. So let's have a look. How much phosphorite I have. So I have 42 tons of it. Where's that coming from? That's not really a short-term issue if I've got 42 tons, but I do have a lot of Wheezewort, so who knows, maybe I will get through it a bit. Alright, we're starting to get a nice hydrogen layer at the top there at least. Hopefully we're getting a good amount of oxygen pumping through. Imagine that those guys are complaining about their errands when they're having to travel down this way. I think he surely got some things to do. I can see some digging around somewhere that we can do, or you need somewhere we can go explore. Where should we go look at? We avoid the vacuum of space. Let's go the direction we haven't been yet. We don't want to bash out that polluted water, so let's build a ladder to there. Polluted oxygen is probably not the biggest deal. Probably should build them some masks to go into this area. I mean, this side's pretty oxygen heavy still at this point, but or eventually it won't be. Slickster, I'm sure, is going to just cause me pain with his slickstering. Alright, I mean, it really is just a waiting game at the moment, I suppose. We are just waiting for hydrogen to push in. I mean, you can see that even if we go, say, 2 rows down, that's just pure oxygen at that point. This is a battle between hydrogen and oxygen, and that's just hydrogen. So we're getting there. Slowly getting there. We have more hydrogen in that room than we have in any of the 195 cycles that came previous. Copper there. We might just dig that up too. Yeah, it's still making that comment about long commutes. But, I mean, we really just got to accept it at this point, I think. I'm sure there must be some really fun sort of videos up and around that you can see some insane automation being used. Not sure if I have said it before. I'm sure I must have. I do look forward to doing the sort of the chute that the or the commuter thing that the jeeps can use to travel. I always forget where it's located within here, but I reckon that would be really fun to sort of have a setup of. The transit tubes, that's it. But we'll need plastics for that. So definitely plastics is what we're now waiting around for. So once this room gets going, we'll be set. Now the thing that I wonder about that, especially looking at a guy like this, does he just want to be in hydrogen? Like once the room has hydrogen in it, is he consuming it? Or is the room just going to sort of stay like that? So once that room is full of its hydrogen, will this just shut off and not be used again? Yeah, I can see that he's just complaining there about getting yucky lungs, and I realize he is dealing in an area rich with slime. So let's get a few of these going. And just as a reminder, what do I need? Is it just ventilation? We just run straight across this. I hope I've connected to the right thing there. Or are you pumping what's he? No, here's my wrong pump. Okay. Pause for a second. Where did we just build? Over here. So let's deconstruct that one. And we want to build this bridge. Building intake. Output. No. I believe that's right. Let's just double check up here. Yes, that's the one that we want. It's doing oxygen. Really started moving quick through there. Was that seen us get a bit more? Yeah, good. Making some algae. And we need it. Wow, we've really suddenly dropped in the amount of algae we have. So let's dig out that wall. And let's do our deliver suit requests. Crude oil we now have as a thing because we mopped up that guy wandering back and forth around here. I guess him it is. Oh, we'll see what sort of mischief he gets up to. Just eat some of my iron ore. So he just emits half of it. He seems like he's going to be a pain. Should we kill him? Let me know. Do I kill this guy? There he is. Slowly. Slowly. How much my my future success goes on this room being built. I'm certainly taking it nice and patiently. Status no oxygen. How's our pump looking? Why is that not pumping? Locked. Air goes in. There's nothing there. Going that way. That's cool. Pumping that way. That's because I've put that around the wrong way, I believe. I haven't tried. I really tried to read that correctly. I don't quite know how to get rid of this one. I realize I've just got to hit the overlay at the top here. Deconstruct, gas pipe, that one. Okay. Gas bridge. Nope, I got rid of the wrong one. Or am I still getting rid of it? Good. Intake, output. It's insane how many times, how many hours I've now put into this game. And even being aware that there's a set of instructions up here telling me how it works. And even reading that, I'm still getting this around the wrong way. And we need to address it because we need slime and we need the algae that's out here that we currently can't access. I wonder if that's why that algae actually total has just suddenly collapsed so much, just because I've done this and so I've not allowed anyone to get out, lost access to that algae. So that's why this is reading so badly. How's this guy running temperature-wise? He's not running too hot. I mean, I don't know if maybe he's not running full steam because he keeps stopping because of the pressure. It's That's why he's not getting that hot. It's not overworking. He's looking invigorated. Why is he so sparkly? What does that mean? You gone crazy? Alright, I guess that's one of my questions for the end of today. Why is Turner sparkly? Sparkle streaking. What does that mean? Is he on fire? Is it bad? Is it good? He's got slime lung. I can tell you that's bad. Alright, so my questions for this one. Oh, Turner's not shiny anymore, so that's good. What just happened then? Turner sparkling. Is that good or is that bad? Cool, you can see my algae is now shot back up to 8 tons because we can get back out there. Question 2. That annoying little dude that's burrowing through and eating my iron ore that seems to give me half the iron ore that he started with. Is he bad? Should I kill him? Is there any use for him? I think that's probably my 2 big ones at the moment. The rest of this just sort of lays on how fast I can get hydrogen in here. So maybe what I should do is break into one of these to pump hydrogen from somewhere else just as a quick booster. But that is a question for another day. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you later. See ya.